and counting.
Thanks for staying with us. I'm Eric Bowling in for Bill O'Reilly. And as we continue this special edition of The Factor, a nation divided left versus right in America, Senator Bernie Sanders refusing to drop out of the presidential race despite mounting pressure from Hillary Clinton's camp. Actress Susan Sarandon, a big Sanders backer, is making clear why she and others are refusing to get behind Mrs. Clinton.
I believe in a way she's more dangerous, except they're both talking to Henry Kissinger apparently lately, so maybe he's going to, depending on who, if he brings Kissinger in. But her record, I mean, she did not learn from Iraq, and she is an interventionist, and she's done horrible things. Horrible things, and very callously. I don't know if she's overcompensating or what her trip is, but that scares me. I think we'll be in Iran in 2 seconds. It frightens me.
Joining us now with reaction from Miami, attorney Andel Brown, and here in studio, Democratic strategist Harlan Hill. Both are backers of Senator Sanders in what many political observers see as an unintended boost for Mr. Donald Trump. I'm going to start with you, Andel. Susan Sarandon, Harlan Hill here think that Bernie Sanders is the answer to America's problems. Do you?
I think Bernie Sanders brings a perspective and a platform that has energized the American people, particularly the youth, and independence about a future that they can believe in. And he is in this race to continue to bring democracy back to the people and away from the big money interest in this country.
And have you seen the pictures coming out of Venezuela lately where socialism is the government way of life there? Have you seen the people barnstorming the grocery stores just so they can eat? Have you seen the shortages? There's no gasoline. Have you seen what socialism looks like?
Well, last time I checked, this was not Venezuela. This was the United States of America, and we are a democracy. Because Bernie Sanders runs on a platform that involves bringing the democracy to the people and a government that's for the people, by the people, doesn't mean that we're looking like Venezuela. I think what he's doing is making sure that we have a livable wage for the families that are working out there, making sure that we have a path to education without being encumbered by crippling debt. Those are important things for everyone in this country.
Let me bring Harlan here. So have you seen the pictures out of Venezuela? And do you want a democratic socialist running this great capitalist country?
Well, you know, that could be America. It really could. And really, the riots outside of the Donald Trump rally in California yesterday sort of reminded me of the street in Venezuela. So I'm concerned. You know, I'm thinking that we're on this trajectory where there's this growing income divide between the rich and the poor. People are frustrated. They don't have jobs. You know, we're on the wrong track. I don't know that Bernie Sanders' solutions, a socialist, a democratic socialist, are the right ones.
So why do you support him then?
Talking about it. Well, because I'm really more on the never Hillary train than I am the Bernie Sanders train.
So you're looking at the outsider versus the insider.
That's it.
Yeah, but there's another choice of outsider that's also not Hillary.
Well, absolutely.
His name is Donald Trump.
And when we get to the general election, I'm going to be there for him, okay? But, you know, because Hillary Clinton, she's a neocon. She's never seen a war she didn't support, going all the way back to her time as a Goldwater girl, supporting the nuking of Vietnam. Trade, Benghazi, the email, she's a disaster.
And what if Hillary Clinton is the nominee? Do you go to vote for Hillary Clinton, or do you go to the outsider Donald Trump, which may be exactly what you're talking about with supporting Bernie Sanders?
Well, to answer the question as why Bernie's still in the race, I think it's very important to note that the platform he brings, the way he's energized Americans across this country, he now has influence in the Democratic Party. In the Democratic National Convention, Bernie Sanders has the power to appoint 5 out of the 15 platform people. I like Bernie Sanders because he's bringing a perspective that is new and fresh, and it's about the people. It's not about big money in politics.
Are you not exactly describing Donald J. Trump, an outsider who's bringing newness to politics, and not just about the same old?
I'm absolutely not describing Donald J. Trump.
I think you did.
What Donald J. Trump stands for is not what Bernie Sanders stands for, is not what I stand for. And if we're talking about why Bernie is still here,
exactly what
he's strengthening the party's platform.
Bernie Sanders, did I not?
Excuse me? I didn't hear what you said.
I just repeated exactly what you said you liked about Bernie Sanders. He's an outsider who's bringing not the politics as usual and not indebted to the corporations. Exactly
that is part of the platform. However,
right.
Bernie Sanders is not running around talking about building a wall between here and Mexico, and he's not running around talking about Muslims on registries and other things like that. So I don't think there's any similarity when you look deeper beyond the fact that they are both political outsiders.
I was just using
Bernie Sanders brings a perspective.
I was just using what you said.
I know that's what you were using, but let's make the distinction here.
Of course.
Go ahead. The distinction is that we have a politician
we're becoming a nation of entitlements. We're becoming a nation of entitlements. I thought this was really interesting. You had 30-something thousand jobs created in May. 458,000 people left the workforce with entitlements. I mean, the direction we're headed on is the wrong one. And if we double down on that with Bernie Sanders, I don't know where we end up in 10 years, 10, 15 years. So, yeah, I mean, I'm all with you. We got problems, and Bernie Sanders is speaking to a lot of the problems that I see. But I'm not sure that he's providing the solutions that we need in a 21st century economy.
Let me ask you, Andel, if it's not Bernie Sanders and it's Hillary Clinton on the Democrat side, do you support her?
I think that it is wise for many Sanders supporters, if Hillary Clinton is the nominee, to support a Clinton presidency. If you look at Donald Trump, that is absolutely not what you want to see in the White House. Someone who is not prepared for the job and doesn't seem to know what they're doing, because the platform changes almost every time he gets interviewed. Sometimes within the same interview, the platform changes as far as what he's going to do and how he's going to do it.
Okay, got to leave it right there, guys. Very good debate. Andel, Harlan, thank you. Coming up, a new survey of millennials delivers some troubling news for the GOP. Right back with that on this O'Reilly Factor special.